Picture that feeling you get when everything in your life is just finally going perfectly.
Oh, wow. Okay, setting the scene.
You know what I mean? Like, you got the job you wanted, or you're finally in a healthy relationship with someone who, actually treats you well.
Right, all the stars are aligning.
Exactly. Everything is lined up.
Yeah.
But instead of just enjoying it, there's this, like, quiet voice in the back of your head whispering, um, okay, when is the other shoe going to drop?
Yeah, it's the absolute ultimate form of self-sabotage.
It really is. You're so terrified of losing this good thing that you subconsciously start looking for the exit sign. Almost like you want to ruin it yourself just to get the suspense over with.
Like you're bracing for an evacuation instead of just, I don't know, letting yourself be happy.
Yes. And that deeply uncomfortable tension, that exact feeling, is the contradiction hiding inside the biggest country pop record of the year.
It's everywhere right now.
It really is. We are unpacking the massive, out-of-nowhere breakout success of 23-year-old Stella Lefty and her new EP, Is This Heaven? And we are just so glad you are here with us on this deep dive to figure this out, because there is a serious mystery buried in these tracks.
Yeah, and if you've been anywhere near a radio or, streaming playlists or social media lately, you've definitely heard her.
Oh, 100%.
But just to give you the context of how fast this is happening for her, she's a Chicago-born, LA-based artist who is currently walking this really precarious tightrope.
Between, like, genres, right?
Exactly, between pop music's earworm hooks and that raw narrative storytelling of traditional country.
She is completely bridging audiences that honestly don't always mix. I mean, this EP debuted in the top 10 of the country albums chart.
Which is wild for a newcomer.
Right, and she's headlining the kind of intimate tastemaker venues that launch massive superstars like the Moroccan Lounge in LA or the Mercury Lounge in New York. And she's selling them out in literally minutes.
It's crazy.
But then you look at her festival schedule, and it's just bizarre in the best way. She is booked for Lollapalooza, which is this massive multi-genre pop and rock crowd.
Super mainstream.
Yeah, and then in the exact same breath, she's playing CMA Fest, which is the absolute holy grail for hardcore country music fans. She is everywhere.
But, okay, here is the contradiction you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the cultural reaction to this EP, the press, the fans, everyone is celebrating it as this incredibly sweet, nostalgic record about the rush of falling in love.
Which, sure, I mean, the packaging definitely says romance.
Right.
But if you actually listen to the lyrics, and this is what we really want to spend this deep dive pulling apart with you today, almost every single song is obsessed with running away, with leaving, with this absolute inevitability that everything is going to end.
Like a countdown clock.
Exactly. If this is an album about finding heaven with someone, why is her hand hovering over the eject button the entire time?
The contents of the record definitely say exit strategy.
So let's start with the track that put her on the map, because I think it proves my theory that her success is built on pure, uncomfortably raw emotional truth.
Okay, lay it on me.
The song is Boston. It has, over 70 million streams now? It hit the top 15 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it actually interpolates Noah Kahan's Stick Season.
Right, and just to clarify for anyone who might not know the mechanics of that, an interpolation isn't just like sampling a beat.
It's way more involved.
Yeah, it's when an artist takes a recognizable existing melody. In this case, the core melody from Noah Kahan's massive folk pop hit about feeling stuck, and they completely re-record it, just weaving it into their own original song.
It's such a smart move.
It's a brilliant songwriting bridge, honestly. It gives the listener something instantly familiar while feeding them a brand new story.
It's a total Trojan horse. And the story she tells inside that Trojan horse is just so vulnerable. She sings, let me get the lyric, on a train back to Boston and we're jumping the gun.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, baby, the part where I'd run.
Yep.
Right. And then a few lines later, she admits, usually I'd leave right at the thought of that, but I like it when you're nice to me. I mean, that is such a specific, messy human experience.
It's the fear of lowering your guard.
Yes. When a genuinely good person comes along, your instinct is just to bolt, because you simply aren't used to peace. You're used to chaos.
You don't know what to do with a nice guy.
Exactly. She is capturing that exact moment where you have to actively fight your own biological urge to run away. That level of emotional honesty is why millions of people are screaming these words back to her at Lollapalooza.
Okay, that makes total sense, and I agree that it feels incredibly real to the listener. But let me just poke a little hole in this idea of pure diary entry vulnerability for a second.
I knew you were going to do this. Go ahead, poke away.
Well, look at how she actually chose to write this song. You're focusing on the feeling, but look at the imagery.
Okay.
She literally places herself on a train, heading out of town, warning her lover that she might bolt. Do you know what she's doing mechanically as a songwriter there?
What do you mean?
She is actively adopting the classic country trope of the wandering drifter.
Wait, like the old school outlaw country aesthetic? Like Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, that kind of thing?
Exactly that. But just adapted for a Gen Z pop audience, the lonely rambler who just can't be tied down by domestic life.
Interesting.
By framing this very sweet, budding romance against this dramatic, cinematic escape plan, she is artificially raising the stakes of what would otherwise be a pretty standard pop song.
So it's a device.
It's a highly calculated narrative device. A love song is boring if there's no conflict. So she introduces the threat of her own departure as the villain of the story.
Hold on, so you're suggesting she isn't actually feeling that urge to run? You think she's just playing a character to make the song more interesting?
I'm saying we shouldn't confuse a masterful storytelling trope with raw emotional reality. The mystery here might not be her feelings at all. It might just be her skill at manipulating the genre.
Okay, I see where you're going with the drifter trope, I really do. But I have counter evidence that I think completely blows that up.
Oh, do you? Let's hear it.
Let's look at track 1 of the EP, Something to Lose. This is an aching, gorgeous duet. And the crucial detail here is that it features her actual real-life boyfriend.
Right. Vincent Mason, fellow country artist.
Yes. So the real-life dynamic is unfolding right in front of us. They are literally singing this directly to each other.
It is a great track. Debuted really high on the Hot Country Songs chart.
Because you can hear the reality in it. She sings, "I can't lie, I was born this way, stubborn girl with a heart untamed." And then they hit this harmony on the chorus, and it's like, "I got good at being lonely till you showed me I was better with you. Now I got something to lose."
The vocal performance is undeniable. I will absolutely give you that.
But you can't fake the underlying realization there either. She is singing with the actual guy who made her stop running. The narrative of the album to me is just watching a young woman genuinely melt her own untamed heart in real time.
So it's not a trope to you?
No, it's not a calculated trope. We are watching her actual life happen.
Okay. But let's look really closely at that exact lyric you just quoted. I'm going to nitpick this for a second.
No.
What does she call herself? Right before she admits she has something to lose.
She says, "Oh, I was a wild horse built for running."
A wild horse built for running. There is that aesthetic of impermanence again.
Oh, come on.
No, listen. This isn't just about Vincent Mason coming along and taming her. She is fundamentally obsessed with the idea of things ending.
You're getting all of that just because she used the phrase wild horse.
No, I'm getting that because if you look at track 5, Slow Dancin', the mask completely slips.
How so?
That whole untamed heart excuse doesn't hold up when you realize she actively seeks out guys who will leave her.
Wait, she does?
Yes. In this song, she's describing a guy, and she sings, "He's the ice in my drink, he'll be gone by morning."
Oh, wow.
She explicitly calls him a getting gone type, and then says, "That's just what I like."
Okay, that's just what I like is a very different vibe from fighting the urge to run away.
It's way darker. The chorus literally says, "Babe, some things are better when you know they're going to leave."
So she isn't afraid of it ending.
She actually prefers it. And think about the psychology there, a fleeting moment. A guy who leaves by morning makes for a better, more tragic story than a guy who stays and helps you wash the dishes.
Right, because you don't have to be vulnerable if you know the expiration date is tomorrow.
Exactly. It's safe.
Which brings up a really interesting thought experiment.
Okay, I'm ready.
If we strip away the trivia of the real-life romance entirely, like, let's pretend Vincent Mason doesn't exist, and this isn't a diary entry about her current boyfriend.
Removing the muse.
Right. Does the emotional weight of this entire EP just collapse? Does it just become a collection of generic pop country tropes about drinking and leaving?
Honestly, I'm going to follow you down this rabbit hole because my gut reaction is no, it doesn't collapse at all.
Really? Why not?
If you remove the boyfriend, the feeling absolutely survives.
Yeah.
Because the emotional core of this EP isn't actually about this one specific guy.
And what is it about?
It's about a universal human behavior that has nothing to do with romance.
What behavior?
Relapse.
Relapse. Like addiction.
Yes, but emotional relapse. Let's look at the song I know. This track is pulling, like, 600,000 streams a day, and there's no specific muse required to feel the weight of it.
Okay, break it down for me.
This song is a masterclass in internal contradiction. She starts off saying she's the new me, she's moved on, she's drinking and gone, she's doing everything right.
Setting up the healthy boundaries.
Exactly. But then the chorus hits. She sings, I know I should stay out late. I know that a heart unbreaks. But one wrong sip is all it takes. I know I'll be at your place.
One wrong sip is all it takes.
Right. Think about the mechanics of human habit. It's like a rubber band.
A rubber band.
Yeah, you can stretch a rubber band as far as you want. You can stretch yourself toward being this quote-unquote new me. You can swear to your friends you're going home early, delete the phone number, do all the healthy things.
Right. Doing the work.
But no matter how far you stretch it, the tension is always there, pulling you backward. And the second you let your guard down, just one wrong sip, one moment of weakness.
You snap back.
You don't just drift back, you snap violently back to the comfort of a toxic habit.
Okay, that is a fascinating lens to put on this. So the running away in her songs isn't running from a good relationship.
No.
It's the sheer terror of snapping back to an old, comfortable, destructive pattern.
Yes. She's terrified of her own brain. It's not a country music trope. It's the very real terror of not trusting your own decision-making. She's essentially saying, I might ruin this great thing I have because ruining things is what I am naturally good at.
I buy that. I really do.
Yeah.
The fear of your own destructive tendencies is a massive emotional driver. But I actually want to push this even further.
Oh, boy. Further than relapse.
Yeah, because we've been looking at this entirely through the lens of romantic relationships or personal habits, right? Boyfriends, exes, emotional relapse.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're packaged as love songs.
But what if we zoom out and look at the broader picture of her life right now? Like, let's look at the title of the EP itself. Is This Heaven? Do you happen to know where she got that title?
Yeah, actually, she mentioned in an interview that it's a direct quote from the movie Field of Dreams.
Right. Ray Kinsella asks his dad, is this heaven? And his dad replies, no, it's Iowa.
Classic.
But look at the specific context of why Stella Lefty said she chose that quote to represent this massive breakout project.
Oh, wait, let me pull up the quote. I have it here. She was asked about her sudden success, and she said, I never believed that people could connect with my songs like this. It feels like heaven to me.
Keep going.
I feel like I'm in a dream, and I just want to stay asleep a little longer so I can keep living in this moment.
Okay, focus on that last part. I feel like I'm in a dream, and I just want to stay asleep a little longer.
Well, it's a sweet sentiment. She's in the honeymoon phase of her career.
But think about the logical conclusion of that imagery. If she believes she is asleep in a dream...
Wait, then eventually she has to wake up. Wait, are you saying the anxiety isn't about a guy at all?
Think about the reality of her life right this second. She is a 23-year-old who started by just teasing acoustic songs on her phone in her bedroom.
Yeah.
And now she is charting next to her absolute idols.
Nah.
To give some context, she's currently sitting on the Billboard charts next to Lainey Wilson and Megan Moroney.
The reigning queens of modern country music.
Exactly.
She even talked about Taylor Swift being her first introduction to blending country and pop. And now Stella is doing it herself, playing stadium-sized crowds.
She has been thrust into this upper echelon of fame almost overnight. So if her current reality, this skyrocketing massive career, is her quote-unquote heaven,
And she knows it feels like a dream.
then waking up means losing it all. Waking up is the nightmare. Waking up means finding out she's just a regular 23-year-old again, and the industry has completely moved on.
Oh my God, when she sings in Boston, the part where I'd run, or when she sings about the getting gone type in slow dancing, it's her imposter syndrome.
The exit strategy in her songs is a direct reflection of her terrifying anxiety. That this entire career, all these sold-out shows, all these millions of streams, is just going to vanish.
Wow.
She is adopting the persona of the wild horse, built for running, because she's secretly terrified that the music industry is going to run away from her.
That completely changes how I hear every single track on this EP.
Right.
Think about the duet, Something to Lose. She sings, I got good at being lonely till you showed me I was better with you. Now I got something to lose. She's singing that to us, to the audience.
She was perfectly fine writing songs alone in her bedroom, but now that millions of people are paying attention, she finally has something to lose. the stakes are terrifyingly high.
Fame is just as unpredictable as romance, if not more so. It's a completely different kind of rubber band snapping back. You
Exactly.
stretch yourself into this pop star persona, but the tension of wondering when everyone will realize you're just a kid from Chicago is always there.
And realistically, you can't separate the two, can you? The romantic anxiety and the career anxiety are completely intertwined for a 23-year-old artist.
Yeah, you really can't.
They are both fueling this incredibly sharp, emotionally fraught sound she has right now.
Because imposter syndrome feels the same in your body, whether it's in a relationship where you think, I don't deserve this person, or in a career where you think, I don't deserve this Billboard chart position, which makes the music deeply relatable, even to listeners who aren't, playing Lollapalooza next month. We all know what it feels like to wait for the other shoe to drop.
We really do. And honestly, that is the absolute joy of doing these deep dives. Taking a piece of music that is culturally everywhere right now, something you might just casually listen to on a Spotify playlist as a surface-level love song.
Yeah, and just peeling back the layers.
Right, unpacking the psychological mechanisms underneath it. It is such a thrill to discover an artist right as they are stepping into their defining chapter and realizing they are processing massive life changes right in front of us. It really is a masterful way of handling chaos.
It is. Well, we are going to have to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for exploring this mystery with us. Keep an ear out for Stella Lefty, because if this EP is any indication, she isn't running away anytime soon.
But before we go, I actually want to leave you with one final thought to mull over.
Oh, I love these.
We always assume that artists write their deepest, darkest fears into their love songs, making themselves totally vulnerable to another person. But what if the love songs are actually just a safe disguise?
Interesting.
What if writing about a broken heart is just the easiest, most socially acceptable way to hide their deepest, most unglamorous fears about their own changing, uncontrollable lives? Next time you see someone with their bags packed by the door, maybe they aren't running from the person in the room. Maybe they're just running from the reality waiting outside.